Congratulations, guys. We did it. Humanity's greatest achievement isn't landing on the moon. It isn't finding a cure to chickenpox. It's being able to compress a story into a 15-second format because it takes a special kind of person to be able to compress a story into 15 seconds. But it takes an even better person to create a hook within 22 seconds, like myself. But today isn't about me. It isn't a competition because it's one I'll lose every time because the majority of the world, their attention spans are shrinking by the day. Due in fact to reels, shorts, and any other story type format platform that you're using today. And how did this happen? Why did this become? You're given and fed so much knowledge on a day-to-day basis every second. You can figure out how to do something as simple as bake a whole fish in 30 seconds or less. Imagine that. And this would be seen as an innovation for the human mind, say 200 years ago. We're able to consume a whole storybook in 15 seconds. That's amazing. This would be great. Yeah. But instead, we're watching people fry eggs with a blowtorch. Instead, we're watching people do trick shots for hours on end. Instead, we're watching people roll bottles down steps to see just when they will shatter. Now, I'm part of that crowd because some of these things you're thinking, why is he doing this? And why am I so invested into it, right? Because we're all being made to be put into a trance of some sort, right? If you check your screen time, I wish there was a section that showed how much time is just wasted scrolling through the endless doom scrolling through all these social media apps, reading all these ideas, taking in all this knowledge that really isn't retained for the most part. Now, myself, I consider myself somewhat of a nerd, I'm a fact nerd. So I know a bunch of random facts that really aren't any benefit to my life at this moment. But I know enough stuff to strike up a random conversation with someone. What about the people who just consume all this knowledge, but they do nothing with it? And there are videos out there for anything you can think of. Type it up. Type up how to breathe. And I guarantee you there's some kind of short or reel that you've been breathing wrong. Type in food killing me. And I guarantee you there are a bunch of nature people with long dreadlocks and dirty clothes outside talking about how there's mercury in a bottle of water and how you shouldn't be drinking it because it's bad for your kidneys. And the whole time they're dying of a kidney infection because they don't consume enough water. Now, these things is an imbalance because it's so much information. What to believe, what to believe, what to believe. Should you believe a random guy on YouTube with a small following? Should you believe a person with 1 million followers, perhaps? Who do we believe? Because both of them could be dead wrong. And what if you said, I'm going to believe the person with the most followers because that's the person with the most credibility, right? And the whole time you're being led down the wrong path because social media is made to put you in a trance. You're in a trance. Now, I'm not one of those higher thinking kind of people. I don't believe in all that stuff. Whatever, live your life. But the attention spans are shrinking, and that's something that cannot be ignored. According to a study by Microsoft, our attention spans has dropped from 12 seconds in 2000s to an astounding 8 seconds. It's because people are so busy documenting moments that they don't even realize to actually live in the moment. They rather have a memory of something, like a actual just a memory, instead of the actual, I guess, experience, if that makes sense. They rather say, I remember I took this video, and you're gonna ask, what were you doing that day? And they can simply say, well, getting ready to set up to take this picture, because that's all they can think of. They travel to all these exotic places, and the first thing they do is pull their cameras out and post it to the World Wide Web because their attention spans can't even fathom that you're here. Why do you need to show everyone your serenity and your peacetime? Why make a video about everything? And I ask myself that, but it's because the internet is full of things that I can talk about because these people are outrageous, and I can't believe that this well has been here this whole time and I haven't been making videos sooner enough. And in due time, when I do grow, my voice will be heard. And more people will wake up to realize the stupidity at which is being displayed and the rate at which we're going. No one knows where we're headed. So, what can we do? Well, we can start small, right? Now, we know shorts, reels, stories, those aren't going anywhere no time soon. It's actually on the rise, and that's where most people are headed to, especially if TikTok or when TikTok is deleted at the upload of this video. I pray it's gone. Because that'll allow for a influx of people to go and try new things. I don't know, perhaps maybe have a conversation without texting. Can you imagine seeing someone out in public and you don't understand how to strike up a regular conversation? So the first thing you do is you may take a picture of this person. You put it in the Google image finder. You find their Instagram page and you send a like to their page. And you're baiting them to say, hey, who are you? You've went through all this trouble to have a conversation with someone rather than walking up and saying, hey, how you doing? Our attention spans are so short we can't even talk to one another. We have to walk around like zombies, glued to our phone screens 24/7. And that's crazy. The overarching truth behind all of this is we forgot how to be bored. Boredom is dying. Do you remember what boredom is? To be able to sit alone with your thoughts and come up with new ideas. People are overstimulated 24/7. Now, personally, I can remember the last time I sat alone and thought. I read books. I try to keep my brain working. That's how I come up with so many video ideas. But what about the people who just are constantly on their phone? Ask someone the last time they've been bored, and they'll say, "I don't remember," or they'll simply say, "I don't know. I just get on XYZ app and just scroll for hours and hours and hours until they realize, well, let me go to sleep." And the first thing you do when you wake up, check your notifications. You open the first app, you read the first headline, that first article. It's like your morning coffee, it's your morning adrenaline to get you going. Silence is my therapy because I come up with some of my best ideas while I'm quiet. Like some of these jokes I tell, they're off the top of my head. Some things I want to cut out, but I can't. And if you stay this long, 9 times out of 10, you have a pretty long attention span because my target audience, they have a very long attention span. So the people who just stop in and get out, those aren't my primary audience. I'm looking for people who will stay and get the whole message because I have a lot of Easter eggs trickled throughout my video. And if you just stay for the first 15 seconds, you may not get it. I call it chronic scroller syndrome. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, forgetting where you are, what you're doing, walking into a room with an idea and forgetting, and instead of trying to remember, you just say, oh well, and go right back to scrolling on your phone. Chronic scroller syndrome affects 4 out of 5 Americans, and you may be suffering, and you may be entitled to no compensation, unfortunately. But unfortunately, since everything is going digital, my video won't make sense because why would I go outside when no one is outside? Everyone is in their rooms on their phones. When you go out to the malls, you see people walking on their phone. I don't even know if people still go to malls. You go to the park, well, no one's mostly there. You go to the gym. Everyone is in their own world, like they're supposed to be, not being recorded by you weirdos who turn it into a short form video trying to talk about them for doing their own made up exercises. Crazy. But if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hey, better yet, share the video. Crop it into 15 seconds, repost it. But that's all for now, guys. Peace.